Ladies and gentlemen, this is a watch by Citizen that I think represents a good move for the future. This could be a watch, a prototype for what they need to be doing in the future. And I discussed this having just gotten back from Rafi's watch shop. It's called Watch City in Torrance. And we were talking a lot about the watches that are moving in his collection, and the watches that are not moving. Citizen is a mid-level mover in his store. It's a solid performer, but it's not moving the way it should be. I think too many of their models are a little bit department store level, and they need to get away from that. But I want to talk about some other things that they could do. The Fujitsubo gunmetal, what do you want to call it? Gunmetal depth shade liquid metal. It's on this titanium. I've wanted one for I think over 3 years. I wasn't wild about the price. It was like $900. Sometimes I'd see it for $800. I was able to get it brand new. Well, it was a open box, $560. And at $560, I really did want a gunmetal watch back in my collection at 41 millimeters. I don't get watches as big as I used to. 41 is an excellent size on my 8-inch wrist. Now, Rafi, a couple years ago, he had the original version of this, the black dial with the rubber strap. And as I recall, I heard complaints about the bezel action. And I didn't like the bezel, and then when I got this, the bezel didn't bother me. The bezel seems fine. I'm actually happy. The only thing is that even though the crown's a little small, it doesn't bug me like the small crown on my Seiko SLA 051, the Wamera, because not only has that got a tiny crown, but it's hidden under the recess of the turtle case. So that's a real doozy, engaging with that crown. This one, I'm not having any problems engaging in the crown. This watch here is the only watch in my collection that I'll wear on the bracelet. I like the monochromatic effect with the bracelet. And I want to give this watch some context. I want to explain why I think this could be the watch of the future for Citizen. I think this could be the watch of the future for Citizen. So what I want to say is, and forgive me because I don't have a private enclave. There could be background chatter. We have to do that. So Rafi told me the two watch brands that are moving like hotcakes at a store are Seiko and G-Shock. Now G-Shock is an amazing marketing brand. They use social media. They've got new models coming out all the time. And I'll tell you what, the models that are not moving. Movado wasn't moving. He got rid of Movado. I said, good move. That's a shopping mall watch, department store watch. The Luminox isn't moving. And I said, you know what? No one in my community talks about Luminox. They've had the same stale designs for 20 years. So you may have to rid yourself of Luminox, my friend. And he's thinking of getting some high-end Timex. There's a lot of buzz about Timex, and maybe even getting some higher-priced G-Shocks in his empty cases. And so this conversation with Rafi about the watches that are moving at a store and the watches aren't moving, it made me think of Citizen, because I have a huge respect for Citizen because of the quality and the integrity of their watches at competitive prices. So I've always wanted them to do well. I'm a big fan, and I think this watch here, the Fujitsubo Depthshade Diver, is a good direction for their future. So here's what I think Citizen should do. You know what? There's nothing wrong with a stainless steel watch, but Citizen has kind of branded themselves, their high-end watches. You look at their Atessa models, they do DLC coated titanium so well, they might as well just lean into it. Might as well just surrender to DLC. They might as well surrender to using some of their high-end movements. This is a 9105, one of their better movements. And you know what they need to do? they need to use see this bracelet, I could take it off and put a 20 millimeter strap on if I wanted. They need to get rid of integrated bracelets. And some of their high-end watches don't have screw-down crowns. This does have a screw-down crown. So this does everything that a true watch appassionata, is that a good word? A true watch obsessive wants. And I think this, and then the size. This is 41. Keeping your size between 40 and 42 is a size that I think your true watch appassionata is going to wear. This hits every note. And so I've been wearing it just for the day. It's been comfortable. It looks different than my other watches. I don't know if I can do a wrist shot here. I'll do my best. On my 8-inch wrist. Very liquid, sort of a liquid metal type of thing going on. I really love wearing this. Puts a big smile on the face. And really fits a niche in my collection. Yeah, no problem with my 8-inch wrist. Had to take one link off. And may have to take another link off if I lose 30 more pounds, but that's all. That's fantasy. That's skinny man cosplay, McMahon. All right, ladies and gentlemen. One last thing I'll say. I love the way the lume markers contrast with the dark graphite. Absolutely dramatic and stunning. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe I'll do a follow-up of this. And until next time, I'm out.